Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany. Welcome back, or welcome if you've never been here before. Today I'm giving you holiday romance novella recommendations. I'm very excited. This is a collaboration with Samantha from Books with Samantha, and she and I completely relate on the love of a novella. If you're new here, okay, I am a hoe for a theme and I love holiday novellas. It makes me feel a part of, it's a way to celebrate, and every once in a while I find a shorty with girth, okay? Short amount of pages, but girth when it comes to story, and it always surprises me when that happens as to what an author can actually do with a short amount of real estate. Okay, so for the purposes of this video, because I do have plans this month, I'm gonna give you recommendations from the novellas that I read last year, and I have to start with Married to Krampus. Let me get the name of the author. I'm gonna be referring to my phone because I still think about this novella, okay? This is by Marina Simcoe. This is an alien romance. Okay, it's a single dad romance as well. The heroine is the first mail order bride from Earth sent, you know, for galactic peace. It's also a Grumpy Sunshine mashup because he is stern and surly, and she's not at all put off by his fur and his hooves. It's his attitude, okay? And in this one, it's really about her learning how to get used to her new planet, how to communicate with him, and she also meets the alpha male behind the title. I absolutely love this. This is really sweet. And the Christmas element is also kind of unique. There's not a lot in there, but there's a moment, and I think it's pivotal within their romance, and I absolutely loved this. So I definitely recommend. I also have to recommend Deck the Halls by Lorraine Heath. Okay, this was a second chance historical, and again, for the short amount of pages, this is a pretty compelling story. There's already a lot of history between the hero and the heroine because the hero jilted the heroine at the altar, and now he's back. He has until Christmas to convince her to give him a second chance. This had a lot of holiday vibes, being that we're getting snowed in at a castle. I remember there being ice skating. Okay, there's stolen kisses, of course, a ball. And we have a heroine that is completely struck by her connection and attraction to him, but her trust isn't easily won. And there's a bit of a mystery going on about her betrothed because she is engaged in this novella. Okay, so it's a little messy, but I loved this. Also, another historical that I really enjoyed was, you know me, I'm always trying to remember off the top of my head. Okay, Mistletoe, Mistress by Nicola Davidson. This is a mashup of class difference between a maid and a newly appointed, not so eager marquess. They both get stuck at an inn in a small town. We're getting the one bed trope. They must fake to be married to claim said bed. And in true Nicola Davidson fashion, she delivers on the steam. I remember there being a bit of miscommunication in this book, but I think it's exemplar of their difference in class, and it's resolved fairly quickly, okay? This was a very sweet and also steamy time, and it's very different than other Nicola Davidsons that I had read, and I had just had a great time with it last year. I highly recommend it if you like the holiday vibes and you want them to pack the punch with the spice. Nicola Davidson always delivers on that. But I think that this had another element that really surprised me. So I really enjoyed it. Next, if you want all of the Christmas vibes, I have to direct you to the Sugar and Spice Night series. I became privy to this series when Tori did a video on romances with baking. And so I want to share my two favorite from this series because not only do they both have recipes at the end that I will be cooking this month, but these two were sweet, swoony, festive, and sexy, okay, in my humble opinion. So we're gonna start with, let's go with The Shortbread and the Scotsman by Lana. This gave me historical vibes. I love the history between the hero and the heroine, and I loved the town, the mutual pining. This is set in Scotland, in a town where they have a Christmas matchmaking festival that makes this the busiest time of the year. So it forces the hero and the heroine into proximity because they have to work in her family's bakery. and they once shared a kiss that should have led to love, okay, but it actually thwarted their union. And so now they're forced to sort of face one another, face what happened. It's really delicious and fun. Okay, I'll just say that. I have to be short-winded with these because these are short, okay? But again, I just love the vibe in this. This one was good. That's all I'm gonna say. Next, we're gonna go with Sugar Cookies and the Single Dad by Brynn Hale. This one was so freaking sweet. It's obviously between a single dad and his daughter's teacher, okay? And his wife left them a few years ago. He's struggling to just be everything for his daughter. And now he's tasked with baking the sugar cookies for her class. You know how kids are. It's a last minute, nomination. And so he's kind of at a loss. And I loved the daughter in this as well. She's so cute. She calls the teacher over for aid. And it's kind of kismet between them. That's all I'm gonna say. This one would stand out for me. I thought it was really sweet. It's also very spicy and it's a great time. I cannot wait to make these recipes, I'm telling you. Moving on to more spicy and paranormal, I'm going to go with Paddled by Krampus by Harley Laroux. Okay, this is sort of like a student teacher, but by way of apprenticeship, because the heroine is a witch and she's being mentored by a wizard. And this is also an age gap, and she's pining for him, a bit of a brat to get his attention. And this year, Krampus comes to tax that behind because she's been stealing the hero's self-pleasuring potions. And so this is just really a festive, steamy, punishing time that leads to their romance. That's all I'm gonna say. And this is very spicy, I will say. Okay. One that I wasn't going to mention, but I'm just going to bring it to mind. I mean, if you just want holiday spice, I did read a novella last year called Krampus. I do not remember the author. I'm just going to throw up the cover, okay? Just in case. And this is about a woman who summons Krampus to fulfill all of her, fantasies. It's monstrous, okay? It's extensive. He's very stern. And there's a lot of toys, positions, all of that, just in case, there's someone out there that might want that kind of feel this holiday season. There you go. Next, I have, this is a recommendation from Samantha. And since I have been reading this novella series throughout the holidays, and that is Stocking Stuffers by Erin McLellan. I hope I'm saying that right. But this is interesting because the entire series always features toys in a really fun way. And in this one, the heroine is the marketing whiz for this big sex toy company. And she's, doing a presentation for a romance book club during a Christmas party. And fortunately, I'll say, she gets snowed in, which forces her into proximity with the hero, who's just simply smitten. Honestly, he sees her beauty, her brilliance, her boldness, and it's the heroine that's only willing to entertain a no strings attached type of situation while they're snowed in. The reasons for why are revealed, and I had a really great time with how much the hero was into her, her reasons for why. This actually had a compelling story in a short amount of pages, so I absolutely loved it. I'll mention Party Favors by her as well. This is a New Year's sapphic romance between best friends, and these two are there for each other day in and day out, but it's their first time meeting in person. It also has tribal vibes because I believe they're at like a resort or a retreat, so I loved the location element. And of course, when they meet, they're not expecting there to be, chemistry, tension. And as I've mentioned, toys are featured in all of these novellas, and this one is really centered around resolutions. And I liked the added element of them wanting to change how they show up in their lives. So this was an interesting one as well, and it's fun for New Year's if you need something after the holidays. So next I will mention, or I guess lastly, I was gonna give you 10. I didn't expect to breeze through that quickly. I have to mention Walking in a Witchy Wonderland by Juliette Cross. If you have made your way to the third book in the Stay a Spell series, if you haven't, they're all on KU. The audiobooks are out. Seriously, the Stay a Spell series just brings me so much freaking joy. They're paranormal romances, and this is the novella. It's a ton of fun. We get all of our favorite characters. I love that we get an MM best friends, you know, romance in this, friends to lovers, excuse me, but they're best friends too. I love that she added that in there because the bartender at the Cauldron, okay, which is owned by the Savoy sisters, and the kitchen is run by Jules. He has been pining for his best friend, and I love how that's mentioned in this novella, like bind up, because it's happening in the background. And so we're getting the Savoy sister dinners, okay? This is the first time we get to meet Gareth, who's the hero in book 4. I just loved this, and so I'm definitely going to be rereading this, okay, this month. I had a great time with it. I highly recommend that you pick it up if you've made it that way, and just pick up this series in general. I have to plug Juliette because I absolutely love it. The next and final book will be coming out early next year, so this is the time to get into it. And I guess I want to thank you for joining me. Tomorrow, my December TBR will be out. The day after, you will be getting a holiday novella TBR because there are that many. They're scheduled to go. This is happening, okay? This is my month. I want to thank you for being here. I hope you can consider subscribing and sticking around. And I cannot wait for Vlogmas. I cannot wait for all of the content. I'm so excited for this month. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye.